Welcome to episode 9 of the EdTech at EPISD podcast. This podcast is brought to you by EPISD and Instructional Technology, a division of the Active Learning Department. Today's episode will be focused on the Apple app called Preview. Preview is the image viewer and PDF viewer of the Mac OS operating system. It enables users to view and print digital images as well as portable document format or PDF files as they are commonly referred to. For many years we have used Adobe Acrobat Reader to open and read PDF files, and you still have the option to download it in the self-service app, but I'm pretty sure that after seeing what Preview can do, you will realize that there is really no need to download any other software. Not only can you view PDF files, Preview also allows you to fill out and sign a form and even encrypt the form with a password to ensure that your documents are kept safe while they're being shared over the World Wide Web. Preview also makes combining files very easy, and it allows you to convert them into different formats like JPEG and PNG. Best of all, Preview allows you and your students to mark up a document, save it, and share it. Let's go ahead and get started. In a previous episode, you learned that if you use Safari, you can convert websites into PDF files. But best of all, you learned that you can get rid of all the noise, such as ads and links that are not part of the document, by using the Reader View feature. Check out episode 9 if you need to learn more about this. I have gone ahead and converted a few websites containing research information for students, which I will use to show the markup tool. I also have a letter created on a word processor, which I have exported as a PDF file. I need to add a signature before I print it and share it with my parents. Last but not least, I have reading passages in PDF format that I need to combine as one file to create a fluency folder for my students. Let's begin by opening a converted website page and use the different markup tool features. This document is from National Geographic Kids, and it gives some basic facts about the African elephant. Let's go over the preview functions from left to right. On the left, you have the Sidebar button. As you can tell, the sidebar is currently hidden. Click the Sidebar button to open the menu options. The most common selection in this menu is called Thumbnails. Thumbnails is a favorite of all the Apple programs to include pages, keynote, and numbers. It allows you to quickly navigate to a different page. You can also select Table of Contents, Highlights and Notes, Bookmarks, and Contact Sheet. We will be using the Thumbnails view when we combine PDF documents later in this video. In this menu, you can also change your scrolling preference. It is pre-selected to continuous scroll, but you can change that to scroll one page or 2 pages at a time. We recommend using continuous scroll. Next to that, you have your zoom in and zoom out tools. Note that you can also zoom in and out using your 2-finger open and close motion on the trackpad. Next to those 2 selections, you have the Share button, which we like to call the Sharrow. Clicking this option allows you to share a document using various options like adding it to your notes, adding people to share via iCloud, and sharing the document via messages or AirDrop. AirDrop can be used with iPads in the elementary, but it is not available on the student MacBooks. Teachers, though, can use AirDrop to share amongst each other. All the way to the right, the first selection we run into is the highlighter tool. To begin highlighting text, all you have to do is click on its icon. But before you do that, you probably want to select the color. You can do so by clicking on the drop-down arrow next to it. Not only can you select from 5 different colors, but you can also select to underline text or strike through it. These last 2 features are commonly found on programs like Word or Pages, but are not common functions in PDF readers. This definitely shows that Preview is much more than just a PDF reader. To the right of the highlighting tool, you have the rotation tool. This is most commonly used with images, but can also be used with text files. The next tool has been available since macOS Sierra, and it is called the Markup tool. In Sierra and High Sierra, the icon was a toolbox. In Mojave, this has changed to a marker tip in a circle. This is the same icon found on both iPhones and iPads, and it is still the same icon for the new macOS Catalina. To enable the tool, all you have to do is click on the icon. The first option you see is the text selection. With this option, you can select text to be copied and pasted, also highlighted, or to be read aloud by using the speech function. The tool next to it is called the rectangular selection tool. This is most commonly used in images you wish to crop. All you have to do is click and drag on the part of the image you wish to keep, and then click on the crop button to remove the rest of the image. Although it is somewhat possible to select and crop on a PDF document, it's just going to hide the rest of the text and will probably be available and viewable on other PDF readers. Next, you will see the Sketch tool. The Sketch tool will allow you to free draw, but will also distinguish between shapes. If you try to draw a circle or an oval around a word or phrase and come as close to it as possible, it will actually fix your drawing and turn it into the shape it most resembles. This can also resemble squares and triangles and any other two-dimensional shape that you can think of. If you wish to change the color the Sketch tool writes in, click on the border color drop-down arrow and select the color that you wish. Students can use the Sketch to underline or circle important facts, or even things like nouns, verbs, adjectives, sight words, and even rhyming words. Next to the Sketch tool is the Shapes tool. This tool can be used to enclose specific information in a document or image. The teacher can use this tool to point out important information, or the student can use it to do the same as part of an assignment or scavenger hunt. You can also add lines or arrows. The last tools in the shape selection is the mask and magnifying tools. In this masking example, I have selected the information that talks about the trunk and have magnified the elephant's trunk. I can still underline text, but I cannot color highlight since this masking tool is another type of highlighting tool. The next tool is the text box. Teachers and students can add text to support their research or to summarize a paragraph or an entire article. You can change the text color, size, and font by clicking on the capital A icon for text style. If you wish, you can also add a border color by selecting the border color icon. Before we talk about the signature option, we will talk about the note icon. You can add yellow notes anywhere on your document. Students can use it to summarize information or explain answers to the assignments, such as finding different figures of speech. The last four selections are editing tools used with text, lines, and shapes. The first option is the line width tool for borders around shapes, text boxes, and arrows or lines. Next to that, we have the border color, which allows you to change the color of your shape or line border. The next tool is the color fill tool. You can add color to your shapes and you can type in your shapes if you wish. Last but not least is the text edit tool, which allows you to change the size, color, and font of your text for each text box. Next, let's talk about signing a document. I have created a parent letter using a word processor, and I've saved it as a PDF. When you click the signature icon, you are given two choices to add a signature. You can use the computer's trackpad, or you can use the camera option. The easiest option to use is the camera option. All you need to do is sign a white piece of paper, click on the camera, then hold up your signature in front of the camera and wait for it to scan. Your signature will be saved and can be added to any PDF document or image using Preview. Don't worry, you can always delete your signature and only add it when needed. The next feature you will learn about is how to combine separate PDFs into one single file. In Adobe, this is a paid feature, but in Preview, it is free. I will open the Week 4 Fluency folder which has some reading passages. I need to combine them into one file so that I can print it all together and create a fluency book so that my students have something to read and practice with at home. I only need to open one of the files. Then I open the thumbnail view like so. Now, all I need to do is grab each file in the order I wish to add them in and drag and drop them under the original thumbnail. Now all the reading passages are in one document, and I can now change the name and even the location I wish to save it in. When I print it, it will print as one file, and if available on my printers at work or home, I can print it double-sided. This is a great feature if you find various resources for the same unit, like a collection of different styles of poetries, but again, you want to create one PDF file. I will now double click on the solar system image, which will open in preview. One of the options that I have is to export as a different image type and even lower the quality to get a smaller file. Many websites programs like Weebly only allow import sizes of 10 megabytes or smaller, so changing the quality will reduce the file size. Notice that I cannot highlight the image, but I can rotate it and use the markup tool to describe the image. The other feature I can use with the image is cropping. All I have to do is click on the selector tool on the left, I click and drag to select an area, and then I click on the crop button. Before I can crop an image, I probably want to make a duplicate just in case I cannot undo the changes and I need to start all over. The duplicate selection can be found under the File menu option. Last but not least, I will show you how to secure your document. Let's say I need to share important and private student information with a counselor or a diagnostician or my co-teacher. The best way to do this is to use Preview. First, you open up a PDF document. Once open, you will click on File, then Export, and before you click on Save, you will select the encryption box and enter a password. Make sure you don't forget the password. Finally, you're going to click on Save. You will now notice that the PDF has a lock icon. This means that this file cannot be opened without a password. You can go ahead and share it via email, messages, or AirDrop, and also share the password so that only those who you need to view will be able to open it. You have now come to the end of our podcast. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the link, or to our podcast by searching for EdTech at EPISD. See you next time on the EdTech at EPISD podcast.